Hi everybody, Lucky Craft Pro Kelly Jordan here, and I'm going to talk to you about the Kelly J Topwater. This is a topwater bait I designed for Lucky Craft, and it is a deadly bait. It's a prop bait, of course. Prop baits, you know, topwaters come in a lot of varieties. Popping baits, walking baits, prop baits, you name it. This is a prop bait, of course. Prop baits, they have their time and their place, and it's a lot more of a subtle maybe action than in some of the other, you know, topwaters that are out there, even like buzz baits and what have you. Deadly, 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 and it's really good for triggering strikes from really big bass. All topwaters, you know, can get big fish. This bait right here is a big fish catcher. Now, what makes this bait so special? It's got a profile a lot different than most topwater baits. It's got a deep profile. Sits pretty good in the water. So there's a lot to look at right here. It looks like, this is the brim color. Looks like a brim. We have shad patterns as well, looks like shad and what have you, but it is very lifelike and realistic. And especially in clear water, a lot of fish like to come up and look at something really close. This is something they haven't seen a lot. It catches them really well. Now the props, one of the things you need to remember with a prop bait, if you fish like a popping bait a lot, give it short little jabs when you work it, that's not the best way to work a prop bait. A prop bait is more of a pull, or pull it every time and then twitch and pause, pull and pause, maybe two pulls and pause it. But a pull is much different than a pop, if that makes sense, because it's all about getting the blades going. And if you give it a real sharp jab, sometimes it won't really work as well as a nice little pull. So you want to give it a couple pulls, let it pause. You can even just cast this bait out and reel it in almost like a buzz bait. There's really no wrong way to fish it. Let the fish kind of tell you what it takes to trigger them that day, and you'll be ahead of the game. The other thing you need to use is probably monofilament line. Braided line doesn't tend to work really well with prop baits, simply because it's, you know, so limp it can get, you know, wrapped around the prop sometimes. So I use monofilament. Fluorocarbon will sink. It's not the best choice for a topwater. Monofilament is king here, really. And I typically use at least 15-pound line, 17, even 20-pound line sometimes. Casting distance and strength is, you know, what you're looking for there. And one last trick that I do is I take these props. There's different ways you can make the bait. It'll sound different depending on the way that you have the props tuned. Right now, these props have a pretty good angle to them. Means they're tilted pretty good, you know, have a pretty good angle. One of the tricks is to just lay them a little bit flatter. You just be careful when you're bending them because you'll break them, but you can bend them a little bit flatter. It actually like decreases the pitch of it if you think of it like a prop on your boat. What that'll make it do, you can't get them flat, but you still have to have a little angle. But if you decrease the angle to where it's almost flat or just a little bit better than flat, the blade will actually spin faster when you pull it and throw a little bit more spray and have a lot different action than when the props have a lot more bend to them. So you can play with that, see what you like, see what the fish like that day, but those are some tips and tricks for using the Kelly J Lucky Craft Topwater.